How did Young Thug become financially free? We're going to talk about that in this video. Starting with some background, Young Thug, born Jeffrey Williams, is an Atlanta-based music artist who would go on to being very influential in many areas of his life. Young Thug and his music has been continuously loved with different styles, which draws people in. He started releasing music on a wider scale in 2011, and that's when he would go on to change his life. His rapid growth in music opened more opportunities with fashion and investing. Let's talk about his success in each lane. Going into music, Young Thug has released 18 plus projects and has been featured on 50 plus songs to grow where he is today. Throughout his catalog, he has gained 24 gold and platinum certifications. With that many tracks being listened to with hundreds of millions of listeners, Young Thug is netting over 8 million from music after all of his expenses. With the number of massive tracks that Young Thug has, those continue to bring in royalties. However, Young Thug is known to be involved with label issues with multiple labels he has been on. This leads to lower back-end royalties to profit from. Even if he has a small percentage of his royalties, he is still making millions from the high volume of listens he receives. Young Thug could make a lot more though. Young Thug has continued to have label issues with the different labels he has been a part of. When he was a part of 1017 Brick Squad in 2012, Young Thug was trapped in a 360 deal. After his deal went void when Gucci Mane went to prison, Young Thug went to sign with Atlantic Records. Once again, it was another 360 deal for a $30,000 advance. It's rough to see him get into a bad deal back to back. Now at Atlantic Records, this is where he would grow to open up more opportunities for him, still holding back pay. In 2016, he would leave to sign with 300 Entertainment, which would allow him to start his own record label, YSL. Still, this deal would control the music ownership that came from the label. 300 Entertainment then sold the properties to Warner Music Group, where the ownership lays. I do believe Young Thug will try to renegotiate his deals eventually. He has still made millions from his music because he is a worldwide artist. Young Thug's label YSL is a rapidly growing label which is home to both Gunna and LIL Baby. Them being a part of the label with the sales they receive brings in a lot of money to them, YSL/Young Thug, and Warner Music Group. YSL has major artists signed, which reflects in sales. The revenue stream for Young Thug has already been paying off and will continue for years to come. It is also worth mentioning that Young Thug books for about $500,000 per show. With the level and influence he is at, he can perform over 30 times per year. That is $15 million just from performances. That is not even including his merch from his music brand too. Talking about fashion, Young Thug has had a heavy involvement in the fashion industry, whether it be in brand partnerships, runway shows, or designing. He has partnered with brands like Adobe, Sprayground, Bel Air, and many more. Most importantly, he has his own clothing line, Spider Worldwide. This brand was launched in 2019 and since then has seen steady growth. They are branded as a luxury clothing company with pieces averaging 200 plus. Gross margins for luxury clothing averages around 60%, but it isn't surprising to see high luxury brands sell for over 300% markup. That 60% is already great to bring in returns for that business, and it still can be a lot higher. Basically, this means for every $300 piece that Spider sells, they net $112 at a 60% markup rate. With the volume that this can sell at, that is great money to bring into the company. Young Thug has a hold on the fashion industry, which is already a personal passion for him. Having the influence that he has in growing his company is huge for him now and down the road. When talking about investing, the only thing that I can find for Young Thug is him speaking on his plan to build a small town on a 100-acre plot. This would include houses, water parks, and more on this land. I mean, he has reportedly talked to engineers about this, as the realtor is already on board. This will be a major project that can bring in some high returns. We may see some other investments come into play to help grow this opportunity. This could maybe come in rental homes or maybe even subdivisions, as Young Thug has mentioned that. I actually am very interested in seeing how Slime City comes about. I think if done right, that can be the biggest thing that he has ever done. Either way, he has a lot of land and returning money coming in from other sources. I do wish I could get some other information relating to Young Thug's investments. This leads me to the question, what is next for Young Thug? I think he will continue to grow as an artist with returning high sales. I say the same with his label YSL, including Gunna and LIL BABY. He is also an entrepreneur in fashion. I think his brand Spider will continue to grow as he gains more influence from brand partnerships and runway shows. I do think we can see some development in his plans for a city, maybe in 2023. He was talking with engineers a few months ago in October of 2021. I would like to see more investments, maybe in established or starting up companies. He may already be a part of that world, I just could not find any information on it. In summary, Young Thug built up different income streams, which is bringing returning income to his pockets. He is influential in both music and fashion, and it reflects on his entrepreneurship ventures in each lane. He is still at the top of his career and growing more for himself and his label. I do think it's really cool to see Young Thug wanting to build something commercial related on the 100-acre plot of his land. That can be massive for him. Still, while Young Thug is growing his investments, he is bringing in money from music and fashion. With how well established Young Thug is within multiple industries, he will continue to be financially free. And that is how Young Thug became financially free. I hope you found this video entertaining. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, as well as let me know who I should talk about next. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.